Hello guys, in my previous video I have explained about how to find node voltages by using supernode analysis, and I also told you when to apply node or nodal analysis or when to apply supernode analysis for the given circuit. Now we are going to solve a few problems on supernode analysis. So this is our given circuit and you need to find what node voltages and also current in the 5 ohm resistor using supernode analysis. Okay. See here, what is our first step? We need to identify number of nodes for the given circuit. They already given, but see here current source and 3 ohm, 2 ohm is connected a common place. Therefore, this is what one principal node. Therefore, this is what V1. Now this 2 ohm, 1 ohm and 20 volt voltage source is connected a common place. This is our second node. Node is nothing but what? Principal node. Now the 5 ohm, 2 ohm and 20 volts is connected a common place. This is our third node and I have represented by V1, V2, V3. So we need to consider a reference node that is equal to what? 0. For any given circuit, we have only one reference node with the value of 0 volts. Clear. Now what we need to do? We need to identify whether we need to apply node or supernode analysis. What is our key point? If any given voltage source is connected between node and reference node, sorry, if any voltage source is connected between what? A node and reference node, then you can apply node analysis. So any given voltage source is connected between two nodes, then you can apply supernode analysis. See here, this is our given voltage source. This voltage source is connected between two node voltages V2 and V3. Therefore, supernode is more appropriate to find node voltages for this given circuit. Now what we have to do? So how many equations we will get? Number of equations equal to number of nodes including reference node 1, 2, 3, 4. So V1, V2, V3 and V reference, 4 nodes minus 1. Therefore, you will get what? 3 equations. So how to get 3 equations? You need to apply KCL at each node. See here. So can I apply KCL at V1? Of course. So before apply KCL at V1, consider that current is leaving to the each branch from V1 source. So I1 is leaving to this branch and I2 is leaving towards 3 ohm and I3 is leaving towards 2 ohm resistor. So if I apply KCL at V1, what happened? I can write I1 plus I2 plus I3 equal to 0. So here see, this is my assumed current direction, but actual current is flowing in the opposite direction. Therefore, this is minus 10. So here plus, how to write I2? Voltage by resistance. So 3 ohm resistor, one end V1 is connected, another end V reference, that is 0. So V1 minus 0 means V1, okay, by 3 ohm. So how to find V3? 2 ohm resistor. One terminal, one end of the 2 ohm resistor is connected V1, another end of the 2 ohm resistor is connected V2. Of course, you need to write minus 0. This is V reference, but it doesn't change any value. So V1 minus V2 by 2 equal to 0. Now you need to simplify this equation. What is LCM? 6. So 6 into minus 10 minus 16 plus if I write 6 here, 2V1 plus if I write 6 here, 2 ones and 2 threes. Therefore, 3V1 minus 3V2 equal to what? 0. Now you always need to write V1 terms, V2 terms, V3 terms and constant. So here we have how many? This is 3V1. Okay, don't get confused. Total you have 5V1 minus 3V2. Do you have any V2, V3 terms? No. Therefore, you can consider 0V3 equal to what? 60. This is my equation 1. 5V1 minus 3V2 G plus 0V3 equal to 60. This is the equation I get after applying KCL at V1. Now see, can I apply KCL at V2? Can I apply KCL at V2? See here, before apply KCL, I should consider current is leaving from this V2. This is my I4 and this is my I5. So I4 you can write V2 minus V1 by 2. I5 I can write V2 minus V0 by 1. Now when coming to this branch, V2 minus V3 minus 20, though you don't know what? Resistance value. So if you don't know resistance value of this particular branch, you cannot apply KCL at a node V2. So can I apply KCL at node V3? See here, I should consider current is leaving, therefore this is I6, and consider this is I7. So I6, I7 no problem, because I6 means V3 minus 10 by 5, and V3 means what? V3 by 2 equal to 0. Now what about here this current? You don't know, right? You don't know about resistance here. So what we have to do, by using node V2 and V3, you have to form what? A super node. So you cannot apply KCL at V2, you cannot apply KCL at V3. Therefore, by using V2 and V3, you need to form super node. This is what? A super node. Now you need to apply KCL to this super node. So before apply KCL at this super node, you need to consider current is leaving. So I already consider I4 is leaving to this, I5 is leaving towards this 1 ohm resistor, I6 is leaving towards 5 ohm, and I7 is leaving towards 2 ohm resistor. Okay, so therefore I can write I4 plus I5 plus I6 plus I7 equal to what? 0. So I4 means what? So V2 minus V1 by 2, and I5 means what? V2 minus 0 by what? By 1, plus I6 means what? This is the current, I6 current. So V3 minus, here minus 10 or plus 10. See, your current, your assumed current is coming from up to down. And what about this voltage source? As per this voltage source potential, current will go like this. So both are in opposite direction, therefore minus 10 by what? 5. So here what? V3 by 2. V3 by 2 equal to 0. Now you need to do the LCM in order to make V1, V2, V3 terms. Okay, 5 into 2, 10. Therefore, if I write 10 here, 2 ones and 2 fives, therefore 5V2 minus 5V1. So this is what? 10V2 minus, if I write 10 here, 5 ones and 5 twos, therefore 2V3. Okay, this is what? 2V3 and minus 20. So plus, if I write 10 here, what happened? 2 ones and 2 fives, therefore this is what? 5V3 equal to 0. Now you always need to write what? V1, V2, V3 terms. Therefore here you have what? Minus 5V1, and V2 terms means 10 plus 5, 15. So you have what? 15V2. And do you have V3 terms? Yes. 5 plus 2, 7V3. So this is minus 20. If it goes to the right hand, this is plus 20. Therefore, the equation 2 is what? Minus 5V1 plus 15V2 plus 7V3 equal to 20. Clear. Now, in order to find what is our goal, we need to find node voltages. Node voltages means V1, V2, V3. In order to find 3 unknown node voltages, you need 3 linear equations. So you get equation 1 and equation 2. Then how to get equation 3? Of course, by using this super node. So here you have one end V2 is connected, another end V3 is connected. The difference between V2 and V3 is what? 20 volts. Therefore, you can write the differences between V2 minus V3 equal to what? 20 volts. This is my equation 3. So why I'm not writing V3 minus V2 equal to 20? Because you need to consider V2 means what? Minus and plus. Okay, this is what? V2. So here what you have? Plus and minus. This is 20, and V3 means what? Plus and minus. You will consider like this. This is V3. Now what happened if you consider the current is going like this? So therefore this is what? V2. Now see, current my assumed current is going like this, but what about this voltage source? As per this potential, current is going what? Opposite direction, therefore minus 20. And what about this one? Current is going opposite to your assumed current, minus V3 equal to 0. Therefore, if you simplify this one, V2 minus V3 equal to what? You can write 20. So even if you consider V3 20 and V2, if you consider current is going this direction, of course you will get the same equation. However, I get what? 3 equations, 1, 2, 3. Now what we need to find? We need to find 3 unknown voltage. V1 equal to delta V1 by delta, and V2 equal to what? Delta V2 by delta, and V3 equal to what? Delta V3 by delta. So if you know the determinant of delta, delta V1, delta V2, delta V3, you can find V1, V2, V3. So you can find the determinant by using what? Cramer's rule. So if you don't know how to find V1, delta, delta V1, delta V2, delta V3 for 2 by 2 matrix or for 3 by 3 matrix, I already explained in my previous video. So please try to watch that video so that it is very easy to find V1, V2, V3. Okay, now how to write delta? Delta is nothing but, so you have three equations, 1, 2, 3. So for each equation you have V1 term, V2 term, V3 terms, or term is nothing but coefficient. So for delta means what? V1, V2, V3 from equation 1. So V1 coefficient means what? 5. V2 coefficient is what? -3. And V3 coefficient is what? 0. This is from equation 1. So from equation 2, V1 coefficient is what? -5. And V2 coefficient is 15. And V3 coefficient is 7. Now from equation 3, V1 coefficient is what? 0. V2 coefficient 1. V3 coefficient -1. So if you find the determinant of delta, you will get what? -95. Just for time saving, I'm directly writing the answer. The determinant of delta is what? -95. So you can write delta V1. So in order to write delta V1, what we need to do? So instead of V1 terms, you need to write the constant values from equation 1, equation 2, equation 3. What is the constant value? 60. So you need to write 60 from equation 1, and 20 from equation 2, and 20 from equation 3. Now this is the only difference, and remaining V2 terms, V3 terms is same as delta. -3, 0, 15 and 7, 1, -1. See here, compare delta, delta V1. What is the difference? Instead of V1 terms, I have written the constant value. If you find the determinant of delta V1, you will get -1800. Okay. Now you need what? Delta V2. Now what we need to do? Delta V2. Instead of V2 terms, you will write the constant value. Instead of V2 terms means what? Instead of these, -3, 15 and 1. So what are the constant value? 60, 20 and 20. Now what are the V1? 5, -5 and 0. So V3 terms means 0, 7, -1. Now you compare delta V2 and delta. What is the difference? So instead of V2 terms, see, these are instead of V2 terms, I have written constant. So V1 and V3 terms are constant. If you find the determinant of delta V2, you will get -1100. This is what the determinant of delta V2. Now determinant of delta V3. So how to write delta V3? So instead of I3 terms, you will write the constant values. So 60, 20 and 20. So these are the constant values, and I have replaced instead of V3 terms. So the remaining is same. 5, -3, -5 and 15, 0 and 1. Now you compare delta V3 and delta. So instead of what? The V3 terms, I have written the constant values, and remaining everything is same. And if you find the determinant of delta V3, the determinant equal to what? 800. Clear. Now finally you find the determinant of delta, delta V1, delta V2, delta V3. Now see, if you submit V1 here, delta V1 by delta. So delta V1 means what? -1800 by -95. So you will get 18.94 volt. So this is what? V1 node voltage. So this is the V1 at this point. So how much voltage you have? 18.94. Now if you submit V2, delta V2 by delta, what you get? 11.57. So this is my node V2 voltage. And if you submit V3, so delta V3 by delta, you will get -8.42 volts. So this is my V3. Now here, determine the node voltages. You already find V1, V2, V3. Now what is the second thing? You need to find current flowing at 5 ohm resistor. Now see what current is flowing at the 5 ohm resistor? I6. So as per this formula, I6 means what? V3 minus 10 by 5. Yes or no? So instead of I6, you have written this one. So this is what? I6. So current flowing at 5 ohm equal to what? One end of the 5 ohm resistor V3 is connected, V3 minus another end is what? Another voltage source is connected, 10. So can we write +10 or -10? See, your assumed current direction is this one, but actual current flows from what? Down to up as per this voltage source. So you will write -10 by what? 5. So you already know V3. So if you submit V3 means what? -8.42 -10 by 5, you will get what? current at 5 ohm equal to what? Minus 3.68 ampere. Now see, you get minus 3.68. What it means? Current may be 1 ampere, 2 ampere, right? So what exactly it means? Minus 3.68. See here, this is what is the your assumed current direction? This one. So it is coming from up to down. So, but what is the actual current direction of the circuit? So as I am using 10 volt voltage source, the current is going what? Like this. But you have assumed what? In the opposite direction. Due to that reason, you get minus 3.68. It means the direction of assumed current is opposite to the actual current source from the current direction from this voltage source. That is the difference between plus 3.68 and minus 3.68. Of course, now what current is flowing what? 3.68 from this direction like this, but you have assumed in the opposite direction. So this is all about what? Supernode analysis. And by using supernode analysis, you can find unknown voltages V1, V2, V3. Once if you know unknown voltages, you can find any other unknown parameter in the given circuit. Okay, I hope you understood. Thank you so much.